Welcome to Party at Home with Diane. I am so excited to do this video today. You just don't know. I love the High Tide stamp set. So I'm going to be doing three cards today using this one stamp set. And I am so excited. So let's get started. So I'm using the High Tide stamp set, and it's on the retired list. So make sure that you get it ordered now. It is on back ordered, but they are fulfilling those back orders. But when they are no longer able to fulfill back orders, it's gone. It's gone for good. It's being retired. It's been in the catalog for a couple of years. I just got hooked on it, and I am over the moon in love with it, and so sad that it's going away. So let's get started. This is the card we're going to do today. The series that I'm going to do is focused on the backgrounds, how to shade the sky. When I been posting my cards lately, people have been asking, how did you do the sky? How did you do the sky? So this is going to be a three-part video. A beginner, an intermediate, and advanced card for doing the card backgrounds. So this is the beginner card. It just has two of the backgrounds in it. The ocean is just one color stamped off. The next card will be the intermediate. And this one is a fun one. It is so versatile. I just cut it apart, and we'll go over all of that in the video. So here's this one, and I used 4 colors. Yellow, the Mango Melody, and I believe I used the Midnight or the Night of Navy on there. And I'll go over how to make happy skies like this one. You know, just everyday skies like this one. And in the last card, it'll be more advanced because I use more colors in the sky. And this one is my angry sky. It's dark and stormy, and I used a whole array of colors. And it kind of makes it look like the rain's starting to come down. And so I really like this one. So I'll show you how to do that. And then here's just another example of that one that's just a little more like maybe the storm's just starting to brew on the card. I am so excited. I'm so excited. So the first card we're going to work on is this one here. So I'm going to focus more on the card design itself more than putting the card actually together. I'm sure everybody knows how to make a card base by now. So I'm just going to work on the toppers. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so the card we're going to start with is just a 5.5 by 4 1/4 card. So it is, it is 5 by 3 1/4. Let me move this up here. So it's 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Okay, so then the next step to do the circle, if you don't have a circle die, use anything in your house. This card is for beginners, and if you don't have a lot of products yet, use what you've got. So run to your kitchen and find a lid. You can trace a lid and cut it out, or a coffee mug. This one was about 3 and 3/8. I have the Sizzix dies. Those, I've had them forever, and so that's just what I use to cut out my circle. And so I cut that out in a separate card stock. But what you can also do is, this one isn't centered very well, but when you cut out your card, if you don't want to use 2 pieces of paper and just use one, cut out the circle, make it, give it a little more depth. This would be the bottom. And you would have more of the brown down here. But you can certainly use this and then just pop it up with the dimensionals. And I just like the look of using the 2 card stocks, but again, that's up to you. So I'm going to start with the white. We've got our circle. We want to figure out where we want, how much sky we want for the birds here, and how much depth we want for the sand and dirt. And so I like mine right about right. Let's go right about right there. And then just eyeball it. It doesn't, there's no Stampin' Police, no Stampin' Up police. Nobody's gonna come banging at your door, you know, saying you did something wrong or it's off and uneven. And when people receive your cards, they're not going to care. They're not going to notice. They're going to be busy just looking at the design. So we're going to start with this stamp right here, the dirt, the sand or whatever. And I stamp it on both to start, just so I get a starting point of where where everything is going to meld. So let's get this stamped up. And let's go right about there. I like that. Again, there's no Stampin' Police. Oop, that didn't go very good, but that's okay. We're going to cover it up. Basically, I got where the card is going to meet, the circle is going to meet the outside. Don't worry about it. So let's get our chamois, clean it off. If you'll notice, my chamois is nice and small. I took my chamois and I cut it in half. So here's my chamois. I cut it in half, and then I cut that half in half again. It just makes it a little bit easier for me to handle. So next we're going to get the little dirt mound, this one right here, and we're going to use that, and I am going to switch. There it is. This one's just a little bit bigger, so we're going to use that one, and now we can fill in around it. You can double stamp, get it the lighter colors, stamp it off, get some lighter colors down here. And then we're going to take and fill in this. So just take it, doesn't matter where, give it a nice fill in. You can make a little mound. Mound it up a little bit. Do whatever you like, because it's just go with it. Just get out of your head and have some fun. So now we've got, look at that, we've got our base. Easy peasy. That is so not hard. You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Oops. Are we in there? There we go. Okay. So now we're going to work on the sky. So we're going to get out our Daffodil Delight. and you are gonna have so much fun. Okay, so I don't have the blenders. I've had these in my stash forever, and so I use these blendings, and they work just great for me. Oh, here's the yellow. All right, so I'm gonna set this one off to the side. And what we want to do next is we want to figure out how much C we want from here to here. So just a little bit above half is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to lay this up here, and just any piece of paper, typing paper, do people have typing paper? What's it called now? Copy paper. And just pick a spot. I like to use my grid just to help me get it nice and even. You can look down below. So for the sun, there's a little stamp in here like this. I just stamped it with brown ink, the soft suede, and cut it out. And then we don't have any of those blue, sticky papers, those note papers, those blue, the yellow ones. So I just used my Zig two-way ink and let it dry so it's nice and sticky now. And find out where you want the sun. So how about right there? I'm gonna bring this back. That looks good. Stick it down. And so we're gonna stamp up our ink and just blot it off a little bit. Now, if you don't have blending tools, because again, this is for beginners, use what you've got. You can use finger daubers. You can use the blending tools that you have. If you don't have blending tools, you can use a sponge. You can use a cotton ball. Don't use Q-tips. Those don't work. But just find something around your house that you could use. And I bet you'll find something. And so what I'm going to do is just softly go left to right. And that gives you kind of like just little lines. They're faint. They are faint, faint, faint. And if you don't get them, don't stress, because it all work out in the end. Like right here, it's light. Like right here, it's dark. Don't worry about it. It's all going to work out in the end. Trust me. Trust me, said the frog. Okay, so next we're going to use just around the sun. We are going to use the Mango Melody. And we're going to do the same thing. Blot some of it off so it's not really heavy. And then just go around the sun. That's all there is to it. You can't see what it's going to look like. Don't peel it up just yet. But you can peel this back, and now you see you've got your horizon. You've got it. If you want it a little darker, you can go in, but I'd leave it like this for right now. And there you go. So next we're going to work on the water. So I'm going to use the Pacific Point on this one. We're going to get our water stamp. Oops, all my stamps stuck together. Oh, flip it the right way. So you'll see that it has a thick line at the bottom, and then the top is thinner. You want to use this towards you, towards the land. And trust me, it'll just make it look better. I did one the opposite way, and it made it almost look like there was another shore. So, now we're going to take our paper And when you line it up to your horizon, bring it down just a little bit, because you want that line, you want that horizon line. It's very subtle, just so they don't overlap each other. So, oh, I have a little shadow here, so let me get in here. My lamp, or my light, decided not to work today. And if you get it too far, you can always come back and put more yellow on there. Just flip it back around and get more yellow. So we're going to use the Pacific Point. And get set it on here. And I brush, it doesn't take much when you use these, so I brush a lot of it off. And then again, go left to right. If you get it wavy, like here's more, here's less, that is perfectly fine, because, you know, that's how the water rolls. Okay. Easy peasy. So are you with me so far? I am having a blast. I'm having a blast. Okay. So now we're going to ink up our stamp. Again with the thick side towards you, towards the land. And now you're just going to start stamping. So I'm going to stamp right up to the edge there. I'm going to come around here. I'm going to use the lighter ink. It's already been stamped off once. Stamp it over there. Stamp it up along here. And then just kind of fill in where it needs to be filled in. Like there's a little one, so let me just fill it in. There you go. And voila, look at that. Isn't that just amazing and so cool? I'm like having so much fun, you just don't even know. Okay. I'm just cleaning off my stamp. And all we have left are, all we have left now is the beach grass and the birds. So I'm going to use the beach grass. I'm going to use the Granny Green apple for the beach grass. I'm going to lay this on here because I want those to overlap. I want my grass to overlap onto my card. Okay, that'll work. So I want some of that grass just to overlap onto each side. And stamp some grass. Whoops. And then we can finish the rest of the grass in just a little bit. Well, we can finish it now. We got it out here. Why not? Just add some of that grass. There you go. Ooh, my green is nice and juicy. All right. I don't pull the sun off because when you're doing this, sometimes you will get ink on your fingers and on your hands, and I leave that till the very last to pull it off because I did it the other day and I ended up with a thumb crater, a thumbprint on there. So we're gonna get our stamping apparatus out, whichever kind that you have. I have this kind, because again, we're using what we have. We're going to get our birds. in our black Memento ink. And set the birds where you want them. I'm not too particular, I just plopped them down. And I do use the Stamparatus or whatever stamp thing that you have. Whoops. Because you want the birds nice and dark. And if you don't get it nice and dark that first try, it's really hard to go back if you haven't used this. And I'll show you here. Let me get this up. So I'm going to get my birds. And you can see the water through it a little bit. So that's why I like to use this just a couple of times. Get it nice and dark to make it look like a shadow. I did it 3 times on my test card, on my sample card. Just lift it up nice and slow. I'll do it one more time. When you lift it up so you don't reposition your circle. Get that all nice and down. And look at that. That is just, oh, I'm over the moon excited. It just looks so cool. I am all for you using what you have in your stash, and then when you need to replace, come and see me and order your supplies from me from Stampin' Up. And in the meantime, just use what you have. Here is my current host code for this month. Okay, and now we're ready to stamp our birds. Ooh, everything is stuck in together. You can use your Stamparatus for this. I didn't because I kind of liked the shadowiness of the birds. So just ink it up nice and good. Find out where you want them. Right about right there. And I find that too, if you hold it down just for a minute, it lets that ink set into the cardstock, and it just gives you a better image. There you go. A quick clean. Look at this. We are almost done. It is so easy peasy pudding pie, and all you've used for the sky is just 2 colors. Okay, now we're ready for our Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, we can release this. There you go. Let's get out. Oh, brand new package of Stampin' Dimensionals. They're a little stuck. I'm going to pop this up. So, oops. Helps if you get them in the right place. And I'll tell you what, the Stampin' Dimensionals are so much nicer than the other kinds that you can get from your local craft store. They come off easy peasy. The backgrounds do. And they're thinner, so you don't have such a high card. I just want to make sure that I'll move that over a little bit. Make sure that I got all the tops off. Lay it where you want. Whoop. Match everything up. And there you go. Easy peasy. You have a background card that people are going to think that you spent hours trying to get done. And there you go. It looks awesome. And you did it in what? Where are we at? 25 minutes. So easy peasy pudding pie. This is the beginner. So hang tight. I'm going to switch stuff around and we'll go to the second card.